Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Let your passion out like the diamond you are. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Let your passion out like the diamond you are. Like a diamond you are. Like a diamond you are. Like a diamond you are. Let your passion out like a diamond you are.
This competition is not the easiest to endure. I would know. I went through the same thing a couple of years ago. What I also know is that every individual has got a unique drive, and more often than not, the individuals with the most stunning stories are the ones with those unique drives. Diamond Media has a greater mandate of empowering society. And with the Diamond TV Presenter Search, we particularly empower the young people. Each year, we go on a search for a unique individual who can join our creative department and make their dreams come true. This year, we decided to take it even bigger. By expanding our search beyond the borders of Lusaka, we went to Kitwe on the Copperbelt province and Livingston in the southern province. From the 3 locations, 20 contestants emerged victorious. And each week they battled it out with high stakes to become a winner for this year's competition. After 12 weeks, we have our final 2 contestants, Matala from Kitwe and Mike from Livingston, as fate would have it.
My journey starts with me auditioning at Kitwe Little Theatre, and that was a day after my graduation. It was, I was a bit down because the previous night was very high. So I was scared for some reason. I almost talked myself out of it. I don't know what I was scared of. Maybe I just thought maybe there are a lot of talented people there, you know, and maybe I won't even make the cut. So I got there a bit late. I think most of the people had already registered and all. So I went into the audition room very late and I was tired and hungry. But I went there, nervous. Again, I was confident before, but just having to face those 3 people, that in that moment was very nerve-wracking. So yeah, I think I made a mistake the first time, and then Chichi gave me a second chance, you know, to say you can take it again, and yeah. And before I could even finish, Jonah was like, "It's okay, see you tomorrow." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." But I asked him, reminded him about the Coca-Cola because he promised me Coca-Cola, which he never gave me anyway. Still have to see him for that. But we came for the second audition, and I was paired with Lizzie, I think that's her name. I was confident we were gonna do well, and then the audition just went this side. I was scared I wasn't going to make it at that time. I think when we were told to say we'll get back to you if you've made it, at that point I was just like, yeah, they are not going to call me. Yeah, we messed it up. So yeah, then I was watching a Man U game when I received the call to say, okay, you have a meeting with the judges. And in that moment I was like, have I been picked, or they are calling to tell me to say you haven't been picked, because normally people don't do that. So yeah, we had a call with the judges, and Jonah said the people on this call have been picked to be part of the top 20, and in that moment I was like, oh, it's happening. We came to Lusaka, meeting CVO was, I didn't know what to expect, because I had watched clips where, you know, a lot of people have expressed themselves about the type of person that he is, and in that moment I was like, I don't know what to make of this person, but I think I was excited on the first day.
Running through from top 20, first assignment, people were eliminated. It actually stuck to me that this was this was actually happening and it was really real, because firstly you're just like you're in this and then you don't really understand what is happening. But getting to see people get to be sent home is like, okay, this is real now. If you have to be in this mic, you need to pull up your socks and bring out your A game. And so it was all that from the first assignment, the second, the third. I was caught on the elimination block once, I guess, yeah. And I was almost leaving that day. Somebody said, yeah, somebody said that we did not have the face for TV. And that was Lehman, actually, surprisingly enough. But that was the day that he himself got eliminated, and we survived that elimination. And getting into top five was even a bit scary, because now it's the 5 of us and everybody is super talented at this time, and you are just praying and just hoping that everything turns out to work for the best. But also you really have to put in your level best of the performance. If you really have to research, you really need to do a very thorough research, and also just get to make sure that you perform to the best of your ability. So top 5, and now we are down on the elimination block, and 3 people are eliminated, and it is only I and Matala. Eish, man, that moment, I can't describe what was really going on. I didn't know what to feel. It was a whole bunch of mixed emotions, but yeah, it's been quite a journey so far.
These 2 individuals have got their biggest challenge ahead yet, their job interview. Throughout this journey, we have moved with you and guided you on each event of the competition. Suffice to say, this season was supercharged, with moments filled with adrenaline and others just leaving us laughing. In the first assignment, the contestants were tasked to showcase how best they can bring sensitization on climate change. Additionally, they had to show the judges how well they can work together as a team. Some things worked out while others didn't.
For that reason, unfortunately, colleagues, the first person we're eliminating today is Ndashi. Because we cannot continue with a person who ultimately leaves because they've got other responsibilities, which I believe then are more important than what we're trying to do here. Because in the middle of a production, in the middle of a presentation where we'll need them, they will bail out on us because there's something a bit more important. And we want you to value this and show us that you want it just like the 19 others.
Episode 5 was not one to miss. Dubbed Zambia Kuchalo, it showcased Zambia in all its glory. Matakala's team outperformed the competition, scoring 8 out of 10. This by record is the highest score in this season.
It was called the Siziva.
It was called?
Siziva.
And what did you say it was?
Say it Siziwe.
No, you didn't. You said the Siviza.
Thereafter, more assignments were given and more contestants were eliminated.
Sounds like you failed to do your job.
Compiling the correct information, yes, we did.
This is the end of the road for you. Thank you very much.
The competition was not shy of emotion. Episode 9 was the most emotional, which saw Miriam eliminated.
I'm not happy. And for that reason, Emmanuel, Miriam, you're packing up and leaving the competition this week. The rest of you, you meet me on the rooftop for your tasks for week 9.
Considered everyone's child by fellow contestants, Miriam drew attention to the judges after performing a stunt where she presented herself as Mulolo.
Mulolo, I am excited about your presentation.
Same here.
Because I mean, look at you.
I know, I look cool, right?
You do. I'm really hoping that you wow us away with your presentation, really.
Sure, I do. That's what I'm here to do.
Ah, fantastic. I love that. What have you prepared for us today?
Although Mulolo was not given a chance to make it to the top 20, Miriam did make it.
Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to another interesting episode of the Diamond TV Live Session Talk Show right here on Diamond TV.
We've learned so much about Miriam since then. We know she's a public speaker as well as a multi-talented motivational speaker.
I still believe I'm the diamond that Diamond TV is looking for. Anyway, I'm a diamond anywhere I go. I always shine my spotlight. I'm not an attention seeker, but attention seeks me. And I'm just grateful for God.
The ever-energetic Emmanuel, who also calls himself Star, left a trail of an emotional lifestyle that he eventually went back to. Although he didn't make it all the way, we wish him all the best.
It's quite unfortunate, from selling things to sleeping on the floor to being a private cab driver just to make ends meet. I thought this was the one because God had put things in me, talent and whatnot, and I thought maybe this is the place that will bring everything together. And so when he tells me those things, I feel like my world has crumbled, and now I have to think about what I do next.
Another contestant who wowed the judges was Penelope. A fashion enthusiast and business lady, she brightened up any room she went into, especially when she's with her counterpart, Susan. These two were eliminated after failing to give a satisfactory presentation on various current affairs assignments.
So who am I going to miss the most and who do I think is going to win this? I have got more than one person on my mind. So that's Matala, there's Taona, and there's Mike. So I feel like these people are really great presenters and they are diamonds on their own. Different in their presentations, but they all come out strong. I'm gonna miss them so much because we created a bond. Yes, so my money is on these three people.
I can go on and on about the amazing episodes that we had this season, but that would be spoiling the fun. I do encourage you to go to our YouTube page and see all the action for yourself. It's always a humbling experience to be a part of these beautiful stories. The moment is finally here. The contestants have to face a panel of industry experts. We already know what they can do in front of a camera, but the question is, how valuable are they as employees? On the panel is the employer himself, Chief Visionary Officer of Diamond Media, Costa Mansa. Francesca Piribanda, a seasoned journalist and producer, also joins the panel. Mofia Chisala, also an industry leader, joins the two. First off, Matala. After being given adequate information and introductions, he has to respond to the following questions.
So what makes you the right man for this job?
A strong work ethic, a versatile and unique character. I believe that is fit for TV, and I pride myself in bringing those characters.
Matala, I wanted to find out from you, what would you say is your weakness?
I would say I tend to be a perfectionist sometimes, and that has led me to sort of drag unnecessarily, and yeah, but it's something that I've been working on, and I have developed open communication with people that I work with, so I would say being a perfectionist and too much.
So you know that this job interview you've come for is obviously for us to look for the top-notch broadcaster journalist. So would you discuss with the panel the process you would take to come up with dependable content?
Right. Maybe I would create a very friendly environment for myself here. So I am interviewing, let's say, Francesca. For theoretically you are a politician and you are vying for the position of president. I want to equip myself with the necessary information. I would have to do a background check on who Francesca is, where you're coming from, your line of work, how you ended up being a politician. That would inform how I can conduct that interview. So the first things first is do good research. From there, I believe I would have to sit down with the rest of the team and plan on how the whole program is going to be conducted. I think those are necessary steps.
Okay, let's get into the other part of the interview where we try to find out how ready you are for this job should you get it. So he started asking you on content production. Can you outline your method of brainstorming and developing innovative television show concepts and formats? Just the basics.
All right. If I'm leading a delegation to come up with a TV show, the first thing is organizing my team, where everyone is given an opportunity to air out their ideas, and from there we pick out the outstanding idea.
And what do you call that process for production?
Pre-production.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the pre-production phase you are brainstorming with the entire team. Having arrived at a decision to say, okay, the show that we're going to produce is the Diamond TV Presenter Search, and then we get into production. We assign roles. This one is the producer, this one is the director, this one is the scriptwriter, and then you have probably shot all your content, then you go into post-production. There you do quality control, as I would put it.
So, looking at the technical part that, and I like the way that you used, you said, if I may recall, which is one of the most important aspects of this job. Can you please tell the panel what you, in your own understanding, makes a perfect good journalist?
Right. I think from my experience in this competition, I've learned that a good journalist is one who is informed, because if you're not informed, you mislead people and you're a danger to society. So one who is informed, because of the nature of the job, you're interacting with very different people. One who is confident as well, versatile is one of them, and I think one who can present ideas clearly, with the ideas clearly, so that you cater for all types of people.
In the process of production, when you're planning to do a story or production, it's very important to have a strategy for production and how you're going to manage your budgets. So could you talk about your strategy for managing budgets as well as allocating resources to meet the production deadlines?
Right. Maybe if you could repeat the question.
Could you talk about your strategy for managing budgets and allocating resources to meet production deadlines?
All right. I think that goes back to basics of project management. Of course, when having done pre-production, you know for how long the show is going to run. So I think the best I would do is to break down the project into semi projects, so that at least we're able to allocate a certain amount towards one part of a production. For example, we say for the first 5 episodes before we go on a production break, this is how much we're going to spend on transport, this is how much we're going to spend on logistics, and then after that we'll go back to the drawing board and plan on how much we're going to spend for the next phase, I think.
You've answered one part of the question, but the other part on meeting production deadlines?
Meeting production deadlines, all right. I think I've come to understand to say this job really requires you to be a person that will deliver on time. And so to meet deadlines, I think I would ensure that everyone on the team understands what we're trying to do. And as a leader also, I'll take a front role to make sure that the people I'm working with know to say, if we have to submit, this show has to go on air at 19 hours, by at least 5 p.m. we should have done a preview of the work, and we're sure to say this is ready for.
Just there, you told this team that you are a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So the problem of meeting time will not come from your members.
Yeah.
It might come from you. So how, following up our question, how are you going to manage yourself so that you meet those deadlines? Because if you are leading it, it might not be that you're delaying.
Yeah, very right. But I think I did mention this earlier that I have over time developed a good open communication policy for myself, where I'm able to receive feedback from other team members openly. And I think one of those is being told to say, Matakala, here you are, you're dragging us, so we need to move. And I'm open to that criticism as well.
Matakala, you describe yourself as innovative?
Yes.
Versatile?
Yeah.
You're on-the-spot thinker? Okay. If my colleagues allow, I'll just take a bit of your time to test your on-the-spot thinking.
Right.
Give us a difference or what you understand between impartiality and objectivity.
If I'm being objective, I am ignoring all biases. If I'm being impartial, I am sort of giving leeway to some of the things that, to some of the biases. I think that's the basic way I would say that.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
A firm believer?
Yeah.
What is your take on same-sex marriage?
Oof. That's a very challenging.
It's an interview.
Yeah.
And we're getting somewhere.
I don't believe in them. I don't think it's right.
You hate gay people?
No, I do not.
You despise them?
No, I do not.
What do you think of same-sex marriage?
I just don't think it's right.
So you don't believe in it?
No.
So based on impartiality and objective, would you interview a gay person?
Yes, I would.
With objectivity?
Yes.
Run me through. How would you do it? Without exercising your bias, because you don't believe in it.
Maybe I would ask, who is this person? Because I believe for me to interview this person, the show has an objective. So if
we started from there. So here's an interview. You're an on-the-spot thinker.
Right.
Would you take up doing an interview with a gay person?
Yes, I would.
Why? When you don't believe in it?
It's my job. I'm a TV presenter, and one of the things is that I will interact with different people. For example, CVO is not there to do an interview with this person, and Matakala is capable of doing it. I will do it.
So why would you choose to do it if you don't believe in it? Because the gay person obviously will be putting forward why they believe in it and why they do it, something that you don't believe in.
But at the end of the day, the interview has to go on. And
so you would also be pushing your agenda?
No, I do not have an agenda in that moment. My agenda is to do what I've been assigned to do.
So in the moment you've told us that you don't believe in this, what would be your focus of the interview? What angle would you take?
Well, I believe in that moment it would be an open interview. Why do you believe?
Open is.
Why do you believe in same-sex marriages? What informs your belief? I think that's open.
Without taking any bias?
No, I wouldn't.
Matakala, how do you ensure a personable and professional demeanor when dealing with participants and guests on the show? You get different types of guests on the show. So I'll give you a scenario. I would want us to do just even a 1-minute interview. You are my interviewer, I'm the interviewee on anything. So let's go.
Welcome to the show, Francesca. My name is Matakala. I'm glad to have you here. So today we're talking about customers, right? What do you think, what do you make of the character customers?
Matakala, have you met Costa?
Yes, I have.
What do you think of him? I mean, the first time you met him, how did he come out in terms of
I asked you the question. I asked you the question. So
I know, but I would like to know because you are male, I'm female.
Right.
So maybe we had different experiences. So maybe if you give me, I want to know if he treats people the same.
He's a good man. I'll say that. He's a good man. What do you say?
And then what makes him a good man?
You haven't answered the question though. I've asked you 2 questions and you haven't answered any.
I agree with you. I totally agree.
You agree that he's a good man?
He's a good man, but I want to know what makes him a good man. What can you say about that?
Oof, I would say a lot. I mean, he's about to offer me a job right now, so.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
And how long is the contract supposed to be if you get the job?
I would say 5 years.
Wow, you are amazing. I mean, congratulations in advance in case you get it. And you're very optimistic.
Yeah.
So you think you've been doing so well that he would give you that?
I believe I have.
Okay. Anyway, I won't even stay for the interview because I'm running out of time. I've just got an emergency and I have to leave. So maybe you can interview me next time?
I will definitely have you on the show.
Thank you, Matakala.
Thank you very much.
Who was the interviewer and the interviewee?
I don't know at this point.
So, I was just giving you a scenario of how some guests can be. If you're not careful, they'll overwhelm you and you'll start answering questions from them.
Finally, from my end, Mr. Matakala, if we had to offer you this position of TV producer and presenter, how much money would you be asking for?
I'm allowed to dream.
We are allowing you to be realistic.
But wake up. You can dream, but wake up.
That should be one of the questions least liked by many. But we shall find out how Matakala did later as we allow him to digest. Let's proceed to Mike. After being given adequate information and introductions, he has to respond to the following questions.
TV is not radio.
Sure.
And like she alluded to the fact your background is really radio presenting and production. If you are to be offered this position as a television, or in fact this time I'll just say as a multimedia producer and presenter, there's a reason why I'm using that term. How would you practically, underline this, practically navigate this change? Because radio is more sound, it's audio. TV is more video. So I want you to practically run this panel through. If we gave you 1 hour, or say this is 1 hour TV space, fill it up. How would it look like, considering editorial and advertorial processes?
Okay. It's a hard one. So, how would it look like an hour of TV presenting different from radio?
Now I've given you an hour of TV space. How would you fill it up?
Wow. So I'm supposed to give you an example of maybe me doing a show, or a rundown of how the show is supposed to be. Definitely, of course, we've got to get into the. Am I supposed to mention the stages of production? The pre-production. Obviously, we have done that. Now we are supposed to be.
By the way,
TV.
I think the chairperson didn't orient you that you are allowed to ask once.
Okay.
To clarify, because now if you keep on asking us, we'll keep on giving you the answers to the questions that we have asked you. So again, just for the sake of clarity, Chair.
Yes.
TV is not radio.
Sure.
And radio is not TV, because radio involves more of audio. It's very simple. You can play music and jingles. TV is to video. So if we give you 1 hour of empty space on TV, fill it up, considering both editorial and advertorial processes. So don't ask us, am I supposed to give you how I would present the whole 1 hour, or the whole, how it's supposed to be? The position is producer and presenter. So we've given you 14 to 15 hours on Sunday. Fill it up.
So firstly, I would have, though there's an idea of a show, obviously, that you're supposed to fill in that particular time space, and the script writing, the planning, the actual production gets in. Now this is me in studio, obviously. The opening montage for TV, as always, the introduction,
that would be only some 30 seconds of getting to introduce the show. And we go also, in that particular 30 seconds, we can as well get to let the viewers know what they're expecting on the show. We go on a very short commercial break, and then we come back into business, obviously, and the main business of it is done. We pretty much do have time for, adverts as well, commercial, for commercials, just like you mentioned.
So when you say we go into business, is it a business segment or?
No, we go like the main business of the show. Like, that's the introduction. We go on a short break, and then now we come back from the break. Now this is the main business of the show. We get to set the ball rolling on what we're actually having as a show that day or that time, with the viewers waiting to see what we had told them that they're expecting, of course, in the show. So we get to run them down, segmented, based on what kind of a show it is. And each segment has to come through after a commercial break and getting to do the conclusion at the end, after we have actually gotten what we really wanted to that particular show.
How many minutes are the commercial breaks when you accumulate them?
Altogether, we can say in an hour, let's say 25 minutes.
25 minutes of commercials, meaning that the actual content of the program is basically 35 minutes.
So that's a show that is segmented.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're showing you 1 hour and you're telling us 25 minutes is for adverts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 35 minutes is the show.
Sure, pretty much.
So is this a 1 hour show or a half hour show?
That's 25 plus 35 is
it's 60.
60. So it's an hour show.
Do you think anyone would come back to pay for a 1 hour show if you're going to run it for 35 minutes? Because don't forget that your clients also they've got the media buyers.
Sure.
That are, so if they have a 1 hour show, you think it's fair, or are you going to make, because the job of Diamond Media is to make money, isn't it?
Sure, exactly. So like the 25 minutes that we have allocated, that is for commercials?
No, I'm just asking. Actually, it was a question to you.
I think they would still come through.
You said you are versatile?
Sure.
Right? So you're an on-the-spot thinker, right?
I can think.
On the spot.
I like that.
Do you believe in witchcraft?
Witchcraft is there.
Do you believe it?
As in believing in it the way I believe in God? No, I don't believe in witchcraft. But I know that
it happens.
I know it's there, but I don't believe
it exists.
It exists, sure.
Explain to me your understanding of the difference between impartiality and objectivity in journalism.
Impartiality and objectivity. So impartiality is being unbiased, trying by all means to put across whatever it is that you are communicating without showing sides to what really, maybe in an instance where there is pretty much a very controversial topic that you're talking about, you really don't have to side with any. You really have to be impartial in your storytelling and not showing sides, not being biased. And also objectivity is sticking to the goal of that production. And yeah, I guess so.
What is your take on issues around same-sex marriage? What is your belief around it?
Well, I haven't really gotten to dig deep into it, but I know that it's something that is there. There's been campaigns around it, either against or for by certain society
groups. Where do you as Mike Sakala fall on the issue of same-sex marriage?
On the issue of sex, I believe, because I said that I believe in God. As far as I know, God does not allow homosexuality.
Did you speak to God?
Through prayer. Sure.
So you don't believe it, you don't support it?
I don't blame people that do it. Maybe there are various reasons around as to why, and that might pretty much be beyond my understanding and pretty much me getting.
But you're dodging the question.
Yeah, without sitting on the fence. I mean, it's a yes or no question.
Get off the fence.
Do you believe in homosexuality or you don't?
I don't.
Okay.
Just maybe, I would like to present a scenario where you are interviewing this person who is gay in the studio, and after that, the police come to you and they say, okay, this person confessed to being a gay person. We want to know where they stay. And assuming you know where they stay because they are your source, you have their number. Give us their details because we need to arrest them. What do you do?
Well, I wouldn't definitely give out their details because it is not the right thing to do. So every person has got the right to privacy. So if I don't own rights to a person's public affairs, I'm not supposed to give.
But you've just
information.
interviewed this person, so it's no longer
live on air.
Live on air for the benefit of the listener to know really, but not me. As a journalist, all I'm trying to do is trying to get out information from these particular people to send out to the masses as impartial as I can be and as objective as I can be. So on the part of objectivity, thank you, I also wouldn't really much indulge myself in getting to give out information.
Even if they say they will arrest you if you don't give them information?
It really would be jeopardy to the credibility of who I am as a journalist.
And what if it's a witch? Like if you interview someone, they come on national TV and they say, I'm a witch, I can help you. And if you don't like someone, you can kill them. And then the police come later on and say, we want to know where this witch stays. Would you give them the number?
I wouldn't.
What are some of the things you would do? We are removing the word strategy. You would do to ensure that the money given to you to produce a program are actually managed properly so that we do not fall short or we don't go over. So what are some of the things that you would do?
In a stipulated time.
So yes, I think it's basically to stick to what has been budgeted for, also noting what is the major important thing that we want out of this production, and getting to, just like I mentioned, to have first things first, and then whatever remains clearly does get to come after we have achieved the main goal at the end of the day, and also just getting to keep in check with how resources are being used, receipting for each and everything, and also just getting to make sure that money is actually used for the intended purpose. I hope 20%.
we don't work with hope.
I hope maybe 20%.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this question. Give this panel the biggest story right now happening in the United States of America.
I did not really. The last time I was checking, there was issues of elections happening.
Are you asking us or you're telling
us?
No,
I'm saying that the last time I checked, and it's been like some days and weeks, it was the issue around the Donald Trumps, the Bidens, the Democrats, and the Republicans.
What is the biggest story?
Right now, I would lie if I was going to mention that.
You said it's the election. When is the U.S. election taking place?
The U.S. election, 2029. No, I won't say.
Give us the names of the Republican presidential candidates and their running mates, and the names of the Democratic candidates, their presidential and their running mate.
Wow, America was too far.
Current affairs person. This is journalism, you're informed.
America is too far, but I'm looking at...
America is too far?
I know some names that are participating in the election that I can think of. I think there's a comeback of Donald Trump. Joe Biden as well is saying that he will be... Yes.
Joe Biden is contesting?
No.
Why are you looking at his reactions? Just say what you know.
Kamala Harris as well. She's running and she has...
Oh.
Is it Kamala Harris?
Finally, if you were offered this position, how much would you be asking for as your net pay?
That should be a good figure. We have to get to watch. I can't wait.
How much are you worth?
That's what's going on. I'm supposed to see how much I'm worth.
I too would drop a sweat to respond to those tough questions. Thank God I'm already here. Let's take a break as the interviewers reconcile their findings from this interview. Thereafter, we shall crown the next diamond. After all is said and done, there's nothing left to do. Mike and Matala have to hold their breath because in just a few moments, the next diamond will be crowned.
Contestants, and of course to the viewers. It's been 13 weeks of a daring and insightful, a challenging yet rigorous process of coming up with the final 2 contestants to make the final out of the top 20 in this year's Presenter Search of 2024 and Season 5. Your finalists for this year, Matala and Mike Sakala. A big round of applause. I'm also happy and thank you so much to friends and colleagues, those who were part of the top 20. Thank you so much for coming out to give support and to come and witness who were former competitors and now have become friends and colleagues who you think will take it. Great to see all of you. Ndashi, we never had an opportunity to meet. I met only the voice, but welcome. Akeem, good to see you. Good to see you. The Kavi himself. And my OG, good to see you. Good to see you. Catherine as well, thank you so much that you came. And Nelton, great to see you. Great to see you again. Thank you. Don't worry, you're not in any presentation room this time around. So this year we do it a bit differently. Thank you so much to all our sponsors, Coca-Cola Zambia, for being with us throughout, Mika Hotels for helping us with all the accommodation throughout Season 5, Kwitu FM with transportation, and as well as all the other partners like the Zambia Revenue Authority and to all the contestants that made it into the top 20. I hope you're watching wherever you are right now. And this is the final moment where we climax to announce the winner. And obviously, this has been through 13 weeks where we've got to know the contestants, we've got to know the participants, each one of them with a very strong story. We began by interviewing Matala, who is a graduate from the Commonwealth University, a graduate in environmental engineering. Obviously, media is a passion for him and why he wants to do this. Then Mike Sakala, 25 years old from Livingston. He believes he was born and made for this, a radio presenter. He has no professional journalism academic qualification to it, but he believes he's the best man for the job. For now, before we get to announce who the winner is, let's listen once again to the two gentlemen who've made it into the final two. Matala and Mike, welcome to the finale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. How are you feeling, Mike?
Oh, nervous. Yeah, very nervous and looking forward to how this goes.
Yeah. What are your expectations?
Obviously, we're expecting a win. Yeah, we're expecting all the best and a win, definitely.
Matakala,
yes.
How are you feeling?
After that interview, I'm scared, but I'm hopeful. Yeah.
How do you feel you performed in the interview?
I think out of 10, 6.
What were your tough questions or your tough moments in the interview?
The question about impartiality and objectivity, that one was tough. Then the 6 basic I think factors of journalism, I forgot too. So, yeah.
Mike, how do you think you fared in the interview?
Well, the interview was tough, and just as Matakara here as well, I'm actually still healing from what took place. But it was great. The questions that were being put across were very challenging, and there was a requirement of one to really get to think far and wide in order to get to have a pretty much concise and accurate answer for each question. Yeah. Rating 5 out of 10, maybe 5. Yeah.
Interesting.
It was tough.
Interesting. Sure. Well, since you say you're nervous, whatever it is that you want to do, if you want to hold hands or you want to give each other strength, I'll allow you. If you want to stand, I'll allow you. But you need to take a deep breath. And like we always say at DPS, a decision always has to be made. And this decision obviously has to consider a number of factors. Obviously, viewers like myself, yourselves, and everybody here is anxious to know who will be the winner of this year's Diamond TV Presenter Search. It's been a consideration of so many things out of the 13 weeks from day one since all of you stepped into the competition. Kudos to you because you had to brave the odds. Mike, giving up your job as an on-air presenter in Livingston at Zambezi FM. Matakala, going against the odds. I know that your dad did not want you to have anything to do with media. The sacrifices of only your sister knowing that you're coming to Lusaka and having your dad only see you on TV through this competition. Hopefully that there's now a realization that you really are hungry and want to do this so much. But also for the many contestants that came through in their hundreds through the auditions. Thank you so much to Kitwe. Thank you so much to Livingston and indeed Lusaka. We promised that this would just get bigger and better, and we have demonstrated this by delivering. For those who did not make it into the final top 2, this is not just about winning, it's also about a learning experience. And we hope that all the lessons picked up and all the lessons learned will help you in your future endeavors if the media and indeed the space of journalism is where you want to be. There's always a door open and an opportunity for you to enter and contest even next year. I'm sure we'll be doing this. For some also that we have identified, it may not be in production or presenting, an opportunity to intern with us insofar as our newsroom. And please continue bringing those creative concepts and ideas forward insofar as the online and digital platforms are concerned. We are looking for brilliant and creative ideas. But finally, the moment has come where we need to announce the winner. Who will it be between the two contestants? There was a panel of 3 judges, including myself. And obviously they had a different take and perspective on who they feel should be given the job. Our role is to consult, look at the vision, look at the prospects of where we're going and who fits the profile. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of this year's Presenter Search Season 5. Are you ready? You're so anxious and nervous. You need me to give you some Coke? Honestly? After careful consideration, listening to the stories, analyzing the work, and considering what the future holds for Diamond Media, the winner of this year's Presenter Search is none other than Matala. Well done, Matala. Well done, Mike. I know it's not been easy. There's always hope. Well done. Thank you. All the best. This is a win for you for coming this far. Well done. Congratulations. Sure. I'm proud of both of you. I'm really proud of both of you. It was very close. I'm really proud of both of you. Well done and welcome to the team. Please, you can celebrate. You can go ahead and celebrate. Yeah. You need to celebrate. Sure. All hope is not lost. Well done. Well done.
The Diamond TV Presenter Search Season 5 all wrapped and bundled. Congratulations to Matala. I guess I'll be seeing you at the office pretty soon. We'd like to give a special thanks to all our partners for this season for making this a success. We keep saying the same thing. The Diamond TV Presenter Search is more than just a competition. It's a platform to change people's lives. I've been your host, Tapiwa Ngoma. Until next time, I'll see you as we look for the next diamond.